Hey there, welcome to another Warframe weapon guide. Today we're going to look at one of the latest melee prime weapons added to the game, the Karyst Prime. The Karyst Prime is a Tenno-made dagger that deals mainly slash damage with innate toxin. Requiring a mastery level of 14 to use, the Karyst Prime being introduced has quickly become one of the highest DPS melee weapons to date, as well as becoming the new favourite steel path melee weapon of choice for a lot of people. The Karyst Prime also grants a 10% movement speed when equipped. The main blueprint and subsequent parts can be obtained from these relics. The stats of the Karyst Prime are quite amazing to say the least. It's got the highest critical chance and status chance of all non-Zor daggers and a decent critical multiplier. It has the longest range of all daggers of 2.2 meters and the second highest base damage of all melee weapons. And since it's a dagger, it also comes with a 90% follow through. The Karyst Prime is pretty much everything that you'd want from a melee weapon. The only downside is that it has the slowest attack speed of all melee weapons, but with its high critical chance, that's not going to be a problem, as you'll soon see. I've made 3 builds to show you today, so let's get started. The first build, which has the highest damage output, is a combination between a status and crit based build. Condition Overload and Weeping Wounds for high status chance and damage when stacking combo, Blood Rush for high critical chance when stacking, and Organ Shatter to increase the multiplier. North Wind and Fever Strike for viral damage, and Reach for extra range. Lastly, we have Berserker to help with the low attack speed, which will be easy to stack with Blood Rush. If you would like, you can swap Berserker out for Drifting Contact to help maintain that combo, but it will come with a reduced damage output and will probably feel quite sluggish to use. With this setup, you can get red crits super easy and have over 100% status chance at the same time. I decided not to use Pressure Point in this build simply because you already deal a crazy amount of damage, and so I felt that it would be more beneficial to be able to hit more enemies at once. Otherwise, you can consider swapping out Reach for Pressure Point instead. The second build is a status-based build. It's quite similar to the first one, except it has Pressure Point for added damage and Drifting Contact for extra status chance and combo duration instead of Blood Rush and Organ Shatter. This setup doesn't do as much damage, but it still hits pretty hard. You may find Berserker a little harder to stack, so something like Prime Fury could be used instead if you'd like. This setup also has the option to sacrifice some damage a little bit more, but for the extra sustain when you add Healing Return in. And lastly, we have a crit based build. This time we swapped out Condition Overload and Weeping Wounds for Blood Rush and Sacrificial Steel for critical chance, and Organ Shatter for critical damage. This setup can achieve super easy red crits even at a lower combo count. I use Drifting Contact because I don't mind the slower attack speed for an increased combo counter. However, if you still prefer Berserker, you can either swap out Sacrificial Steel for True Steel to get enough points to add Berserker in, or you can just Forma it one more time with another V polarity and just swap out Drifting Contact. For all my stance mods, I used Pointed Wind because I like that it propels me forward more when I'm attacking. I've heard that a lot of people prefer Homing Fang instead though, because apparently it does more damage, but it's ultimately up to you, and you may require another Forma if you decide to use it. I also decided not to show a heavy attack build on it, because that requires typically synergy with other Warframes like Nidus for example, and I only wanted to focus on the weapon. So, those are my builds that I used for the Karyst Prime. If you enjoyed the video or if it helped you out in any way, do subscribe and leave a like, it really helps the channel out. Good luck with your farming, thanks for watching, bye.